Okay, welcome back. Let's go ahead and take a look at our syllabus and our schedule. So again, over here to the left in the navigation bar, we have the schedule there. And I'm going to go ahead and launch the schedule just because it takes a second for these to load. These are links to Office 365 documents, so you can take a look at those. If you've had me before, again, you've probably become familiar with Google Docs. But this is something I've tried to shift over to is using Office 365. So it's a little bit different, but in a lot of ways the same. So anyway, here's our syllabus. Normal stuff up here at the top, the name of the course, all that kind of stuff, course hashtag. It is an online course, so there is no meeting venue or specific time. My contact information is next, who I am, and all that kind of stuff is right there. If you need to get a hold of me virtually, we can do a Google Hangout. That way, if you've got a document or something like that you want to share, we want to look at together, we can do it that way. The text is here. I really do like this text. I've used this for quite some time. I've gone through several different editions. There's several different ways to get it. Obviously, the ebook is the cheapest, most affordable. I do encourage you to get this as quickly as possible, though. We do kind of hit the ground running in this course. Test Out is another product that I use quite a bit in this course. In fact, that's where your homework's going to come from. So you're definitely going to want that. I believe it's 129 now is the course, as I recall, for all their courses. We also are going to make quite a bit of use of a webcam, microphone, all that kind of stuff, as well as Office 365. So make sure you've got access to that. Office 365 is provided to all students free of charge, so take advantage of that. Lastly, the final, well, actually not lastly, but close to lastly, at least in this section, is that the final exam is in Test Out. It's the certification exam, so when you finish, assuming you score high enough on the final exam, you will be Network Pro certified. But the exam is proctored through a service called Examity, so you will, that's an additional add-on there, so be sure and be aware of that. Finally, as kind of supplemental material, I've been working on a text for quite some time now. It's a shared Google Doc. It's free. There's no charge to it. And it's far from complete, but there is some material in there that I think might be of use to you. The next section is Tarleton's core values. Please pay attention to this. This is something that we take very seriously and we're trying to put more emphasis on. So make sure that you understand that we expect all students to become leaders, to have integrity, to develop and follow traditions and act civilly, pursue excellence, and provide service to the community and those around you, your fellow peers and stuff like that. Our program objectives are listed next. This is true for all of the BCIS program. So that's what we've got listed there. Course description. Prerequisites. This is something that has changed slightly. This actually requires BCIS 5311 now is the only prerequisite to this course. So you should have had that. If not, you might be under an older degree program. Learning objectives for this specific course, I'll let you read through those. Something I like to do, if you've not had me before, is I like to pull in information about the profession from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So I've just kind of included some of the summary information there. You can certainly click on the links there to dive into it a little bit deeper, and I think it's kind of interesting to look at that. Of course, deliverables, this is the stuff that we talked about in the Blackboard shell. I think students tend to be the most interested in. We've got a variety of different types of assignments. The assessments are here within Blackboard. That's something that you will, they're mostly based off the chapters that we're going to go through in the text. I do drop your lowest quiz scores, so keep that in mind. I don't reset quiz scores. If you miss them, you miss them. They're all already posted. And that's why I drop a couple of them, just to kind of give you a little bit of a break there, but just kind of keep that in mind as you're working on it. So you want to make sure that you're prepared and ready to take those quizzes before you actually start them. Assignments are in Test Out, and you can take those as many times as you want up until the due date and due time. So make sure you're maximizing your scores there. Discussion board posts are going to be used for your projects, your individual projects, I should say. This is the part where individually everybody will work on the semester project to develop their logical diagrams and the accompanying narrative. And so I want to make sure that you're aware of that and you use that. And there's multiple posts, so you'll create your initial post the Sunday before they're due. You'll make your next post on or before Wednesday of that week. Look at your peers' work, see what they're doing, see what's working, what they need, what they can do to improve their projects, and give them some constructive feedback. Because this is meant to be a dynamic environment, I want you to then revisit after that, so sometime between Thursday and Sunday, either address another student's work or respond to somebody's posting about your work. And then finally that Sunday, when the discussion board's actually due, I want you to answer a couple of questions, and you can find those in the discussion board. And it's really meant to be more reflective in nature. I want you to think about what you learned that week. Also in this particular section, I've also included a couple of little tests, the pre-test and the post-test. Those you just have to complete. Doesn't matter how well you do or how poorly you do. Obviously, I'd like you to do the best that you can, so I'm getting accurate measurements, but I don't want you to stress about that. I'm just trying to gauge your incoming knowledge, and then at the end of the semester, we'll do something similar where I can gauge your outgoing knowledge. The network proposal is next. That's that same project. So as a group, as individuals, you've all done your individual parts. I want you to come together as a group and create your network proposal as a whole. So this will be more editing and trying to make sure that everything jives and everything really aligns well between the different people in the group. Exams, there's 2 exams. The first one is in Blackboard. It's based over the content from the textbook. The second one is from Examity. That is administered through Examity and administered through TestOut and proctored through Examity. A breakdown of your individual assignments and the scores that are associated with each one of those. I don't take late assignments. Student expectations, you can read through those. The biggest one, though, that I want to point out is I really expect you to check Blackboard at least once a day. Then we've got our boilerplate stuff that's in all syllabi, mission statements, vision, core values, academic testing, etc., and so forth. So be sure and read through that. AITP, if you happen to be in the Stephenville area, I'd highly encourage you to get involved in the AITP. It's a good way to find out about job opportunities and stuff like that. Related to that is career services, which is something you have access to even after you graduate. So, if you're in the job market, reach out to Ms. Copeland and talk to her. You'll get an email on Monday from our admin, and she will send emails to all the Go accounts that will allow you to register for free software through Microsoft. And then lastly, important dates, so when you could drop and all those kinds of things. And perhaps most importantly, all of this is subject to change if necessary. I try not to do that. It's just a bad practice, but just in case. Let's flip over here real quick and take a look at our schedule, just kind of how it's laid out, week, the days, Monday through Sunday, the topic that we're covering, and then everything is due at 9:30 on the Sunday in which we're talking about for that week. So, for example, everything right here is due on Sunday, 9/2. So you see this very first week, we do hit the ground running. There's a pretest, there's homework 0, there is assessment 0, so over the syllabus. I'm not trying to trick you with that syllabus quiz, but you do need to understand the contents of it. And then the very first chapter. So we've already got a test that very first week over the first chapter. I say a test, it's a short quiz. It is time. Students hate those. That's why I drop some of your lowest ones. The second week, that Sunday, we have a video session where we will get together and we'll talk about the course a little bit. So if you have any questions, just click on that link or copy that link and paste it into your browser, and it will open up a Zoom link for you. So down here, when we're going to meet, we're going to meet Sunday on the 9th at 7 p.m. So again, just paste that link into your browser, and we will go from there. So if you have any other questions, just let me know. I'm looking forward to a great semester. Take care. Bye-bye.